Have you ever opened your refrigerator and wondered how lucky you really are? Cold drinks, fresh fruit, pizza, milk, chocolate, everything is waiting for you with almost no effort. Now imagine waking up tomorrow and all of it is gone. No supermarkets, no farms, no refrigerators, no food delivery, just wild land stretching as far as you can see. This was everyday life for your ancestors. So what did the first humans actually eat? The real answer is far more surprising than most people expect. To discover it, we need to travel back almost 3 million years to the African savanna. Back then, humans were not powerful hunters. They didn't have bows. They didn't have spears. They weren't the strongest or the fastest animals. Instead, they survived by being incredibly patient and incredibly smart. When a lion killed an antelope, it ate the soft, nutritious meat first. After that, hyenas rushed in and crushed the remaining bones with their powerful jaws. Only after every dangerous predator had left would early humans slowly approach the carcass. At first glance, it looked like nothing useful remained. But our ancestors saw something that other animals couldn't reach: the thick leg bones. Hidden inside those heavy bones was bone marrow, a soft, fatty tissue packed with energy. Using simple stone tools and heavy rocks, they cracked the bones open and scooped out the rich marrow. To us, it may seem unpleasant, but to early humans, it was one of the most valuable foods in the world. Bone marrow contained huge amounts of fat and calories. Those calories meant the difference between surviving another day or starving. Our ancestors also learned to break open animal skulls. Inside was the brain, another rich source of fat that helped fuel their growing bodies. Nothing was wasted. Every part of the animal had value. But meat wasn't their only food. Ancient humans also collected insects, termites, beetles, grubs, roots, wild fruits, nuts, and edible plants whenever they could find them. Many of the insects people avoid today were actually rich in protein and healthy fats. For thousands of generations, finding enough food was a daily challenge. Some days they found plenty, other days they found almost nothing. Every sunrise began with the same question: will we find food today? That constant struggle shaped the human body in ways that still affect us today. Our love for rich, high-calorie foods didn't appear by accident. It was built over millions of years of survival. But everything changed when humans made one incredible discovery: fire. And that single discovery would completely transform the human diet and eventually help create the modern world. The discovery of fire changed human history forever. No one knows exactly who first learned to control it. But once our ancestors did, nothing would ever be the same. Fire gave humans warmth during cold nights. It scared away dangerous predators. It brought families together after sunset. But its greatest gift was something much bigger: cooking. Instead of eating everything raw, people could now roast meat over hot coals. Roots and vegetables became softer. Hard foods became easier to chew. More importantly, cooked food was easier for the body to digest. That meant humans could get more energy from the same meal. Scientists believe this changed our bodies over thousands of years. Our digestive system became smaller and more efficient. The energy that was once used to process tough, raw food could now be used somewhere else: the brain. Even though your brain is only a small part of your body, it uses a huge amount of your daily energy. A bigger brain needed better fuel. Cooked meat, healthy fats, and nutrient-rich foods provided exactly that. As human intelligence grew, so did creativity. People began making stronger stone tools. They hunted more successfully. They worked together in larger groups. They learned from one another. Knowledge was passed from parents to children. Generation after generation, humans became better at surviving. Over time, the human menu became much larger. People hunted animals like wild horses, deer, bison, and even giant mammoths. Near rivers and oceans, they caught fish and collected shellfish. In forests, they searched for berries, nuts, mushrooms, and edible plants. They climbed trees to steal birds' eggs. And one food became especially valuable: honey. For ancient humans, honey was one of the sweetest and richest foods they could ever find. Finding it wasn't easy. Wild bees protected their nests fiercely. Climbers were often stung many times while collecting it, but they accepted the pain because the reward was worth it. Honey provided quick energy and was packed with natural sugar. Long before chocolate bars or soft drinks existed, honey was nature's dessert. Even today, your brain reacts strongly to sweet foods. That isn't a mistake. It's a survival system passed down from your ancestors. Thousands of years ago, sweet foods were rare. Whenever humans found them, eating as much as possible increased their chances of surviving hard times ahead. That ancient survival instinct is still alive inside every one of us today. But sugar wasn't the only thing our ancestors learned to crave. There was another food that became one of the greatest rewards in human history: meat. For ancient humans, meat was much more than just food. It was survival. A single successful hunt could feed an entire family, or even a whole group for days. That meant less time searching for food and more time making tools, teaching children, building shelters, and sharing stories around the fire. Protein and animal fat gave people the strength and energy they needed to survive in a dangerous world. That is one reason why our bodies still value protein so highly today. But human history wasn't always simple. Archaeologists have discovered evidence that some ancient groups occasionally ate other humans. This sounds shocking today, but history is often more complicated than we imagine. In some places, human bones have been found with cut marks made by stone tools. Some bones were broken open to reach the marrow inside. Researchers believe these events happened for different reasons. Sometimes it may have been during times of extreme hunger. In other cases, it may have been part of cultural or ritual practices. The evidence suggests it was not something that happened everywhere or all the time. It was rare, and it depended on the place, the time, and the people involved. Another surprising fact is how ancient humans stored food. Without refrigerators or freezers, they had to be creative. Sometimes they placed meat in cool caves, sometimes they buried it underground, sometimes they left it in cold water or other cool places to slow spoilage. As the meat aged, natural bacteria began breaking it down. While spoiled meat can be dangerous, controlled fermentation has been used safely by humans for thousands of years. Many foods we enjoy today are made using the same natural process: cheese, yogurt, bread, pickles, soy sauce. These foods exist because people learned how to control fermentation instead of letting food simply spoil. The relationship between humans and bacteria has shaped our diet for thousands of years. Every generation discovered new ways to preserve food and survive difficult seasons. By this point in history, humans were no longer just surviving. They were adapting, learning, changing the world around them. But even after all these thousands of years, our bodies still carry the survival instincts of those early ancestors. And those instincts continue to influence the choices we make every single day. Back then, food was never guaranteed. Some days people found plenty to eat. Other days they found nothing at all. So whenever they discovered foods rich in fat, protein, or natural sugar, they ate as much as they could. That habit helped them survive. Today, food is available almost everywhere, but your brain still reacts the same way. A slice of cake, a burger, a bag of chips, a cold sugary drink. Your brain sees them as valuable sources of energy. It doesn't realize that another meal is only a few hours away. That's one reason why resisting unhealthy food can be so difficult. Your body is following rules that were written long before supermarkets, restaurants, or refrigerators ever existed. Now imagine something even more interesting. What if you were suddenly transported back 50,000 years into the past? Could you survive? Would you know which plants were safe to eat? Could you find clean drinking water? Would you know how to make fire without matches? Could you hunt an animal using only simple stone tools? Most people probably couldn't. The ancient world was beautiful, but it was also incredibly dangerous. Now imagine the opposite. Picture an early human walking into your kitchen for the very first time. They would see fresh fruit from different countries, cold milk that stays fresh for days, bread already baked, clean water flowing from a tap, frozen meat ready to cook, shelves filled with food that required no hunting at all. To them, it would look less like a kitchen and more like a place built by the gods. Everything they spent their entire lives searching for would be sitting quietly behind one refrigerator door. That reminds us how fortunate we really are. For millions of years, humans struggled every single day just to survive. Today, many of us have more food available than our ancestors could have imagined. The next time you open your refrigerator, take a moment to think about the incredible journey that brought food to your table. Every meal tells the story of millions of years of human evolution, and that story is still alive inside you. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories about history, human evolution, science, and the ancient world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.